If everything would be so simple, why put so much effort in this practice? Why go through so much hardship? We just believe, that we go to heaven and that's where we go, or we just want to go to heaven, that's where we go. When you lie on your bed and think, I want to be rich, does that make you rich? You can think of the rest of your life and plan what you do with all the riches you're going to gather. Huh? And when you get out from your bed, you're as poor as you before. That's the way of kilesas. They make it so easy to think about this or think about that and to imagine this and to imagine that. But it has nothing to do with reality at all. And they have such a sweet voice. That's why Tanaja Mahaprabhu calls them sugar-coated poison. The outside is, the sugar, the outside is very sweet, we swallow it very easily. But the poison, that stores up in our body. And the poison is the kilesas, the dangers. They lie to us all the time. If we do this, then we go there. And if we do this, and then we experience happiness. If we do that, then we experience this kind. And this is fun, and that is fun, and this is not good, and this we can avoid, and this, this is all the lying nature of the kilesa. It's all the power. And we immediately say, yes, 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 I believe. Because it's so nice to believe. To believe reality or see reality or view reality is so tough. Because it just doesn't match with what we believe we are or what we believe we experience. We just think if we go to this city or to this country, then we are relieved of all our dukkha. But we don't notice that all our dukkha is still stored in our backpack that is glued to our back. And once we are there, all the backpack, opens up again and all the same dukkha comes back up. It doesn't matter what city we are in. It doesn't matter what country we are in. It doesn't matter with what persons we are. The dukkha that is still in our backpack will still be there. Wherever we go, we carry that load with us. Unless we are not prepared, or unless we are prepared to put out the stones out, or put out the dukkha out of our backpack. Once we are determined to do that, then the dukkha gets less and less and less. But as long as we believe the kilesas or the power of avijja, then not only that we keep our backpack or a load of dukkha, but we increase it. We increase it step by step we take on the wrong path. We increase our dukkha step by step. Our load will be heavier and heavier. And if you think that you have to walk up the mountain, thinking about putting even more weight on your backpack makes the way up to the hill or to the top or to the summit much more difficult. If we decide to get rid of the burden of dukkha and to take out stones out of our backpack, then it becomes easier. Each step will be easier because we have to carry less and less and less and less. Sometimes I have the impression, when I see you, that you seem to be here on holiday. Enjoying yourself, doing a little bit of practice, and not waging war against the kilesas. We have to remember, be it monks or be it lay people, as long as we are in this environment where everything is cared for us, our bodily needs are cared for us, our food, our shelter, our cloth, everything is cared for. We don't need to worry about anything that has to do with the world or with this bodily function. Everything is taken care of and everything is free. So we should take that in account. Be it monks or be it lay people who are practicing here at this monastery. There is no charge of anything. But we should be aware that we do not waste this good opportunity just spending our times in line with our wishes or with our needs and wants. We should use this time where we don't feel the burden of the world to do our practice to the utmost, to put utmost effort and determination in our practice to get rid of some of the stones that are weighing us down, some of the stones that is weighing down our heart. Meditation is not just meditation, getting a nice feeling. That's not called practice. Practice is like Tanaja Mahabodha often uses a similar of stepping as a young boxer into the ring and boxing against the champion. The first time you step into the ring, of course you are knocked out. And then, after a moment or after a while, or maybe the first time after a few days, you regain consciousness and then you step in. But most of you probably look at their bruises, the broken nose, or their blood that is running out and then see the champion back in the ring and said, no, this is nothing for me. I'd better step out. I don't do this fight anymore. Kamadana bhikkhus do not have or do not develop any matter. They either have it or not. But in the process of getting rid of dukkha, they have certainly not the least matter with the kilesa. That's their sole enemy. The kilesas are their sole enemy. And that's what they're fighting from the morning they wake up till the evening they close their eyes. They're fighting this enemy. They're fighting this enemy. Not giving in. And it's a fight. It's really a fight, and if you've done a little bit of practice, and if you have done a little bit of hard practice, then you know even sometimes each step or each moment of awareness on the breath coming in or the breath going out, or attention to the Buddha that is repeated, takes a lot of effort just to keep back on. And this is the fight. It's not, we don't get anything for free. What we get for free is getting down to hell. This is getting for free. The Lord Buddha says if we don't do a step forward, we take 2 steps backward. Please take this in mind, or please keep it in your heart. If we don't go on the path, if we don't fight the kilesas, if we believe them, because they are so sweet, their voice is so nice, and we have believed them not only this life, but we have believed the millions of life. And their voice is so sweet, and they promise us the heaven on earth. And that's what they promise us. But they never hold it. And we never care to check it out. We just believe the promises, yes, I will be rich, yes, I will be rich, by lying down on my bed. And once I get up from my bed, I am poor as I am before. But the song of the kilesas was so great. We just believed it, and we planned with what we can do with all the riches that we get. If we just do a little bit of work, but doing this little bit of work, we are too lazy to. And it's the same thing in the practice. We have to overcome. We have to fight the hindrances. We have to fight fear. We have to fight doubt. We have to fight laziness. And we have to fight pain. We don't get anything for free on the path of practice, I promise you. But if we fight it, then we get something that is worthwhile. If we overcome fear, if we overcome laziness, if we overcome dukkha, this is something that is worthwhile. It's worthwhile to put all our effort and put all our determination into. Remember, we don't get anything for free. And when you look at the practice of the Kammatthana bhikkhus in the line of Thanachanman, what they have done, what they have put themselves up to, and then we look at our own practice, when there is over 2 hours, or when there's only 1 hour of practice, then we start thinking about drinking this, or eating this, or doing this, or reading this, or going here, or going there. The determination of our practice doesn't hold very long. We are determined, maybe when we go back to our kuti, we are determined, now today I sit for 3 hours, or now today I sit through the whole night. And after half an hour, all our determination has been vanished. Where has it gone? We feel the pain, or we are afraid that we break something when we sit through the whole night, or that we are afraid that we get this sickness, or that sickness, or this illness, or that illness. And that's why we don't do it. Fear of bodily pain, or fear of sickness, or fear of dying, or fear of something, prevents us from our practice. Fear, doubt, laziness, they are the powerful factors of the kilesas. But when you look at it from the true aspect, they are just images in the sky. They are just like Fata Morganas. And you know the reality of a Fata Morgana. Is that what you call it in English? A picture that is created by the heat in the desert of a faraway city. Or whatever. We believe in this. We believe in this Fata Morgana. We believe in this image that pops up in front of our eyes, and that's it. And that is called, and we call it fear, or we call it physical pain, or we call it this, or we call it that. And because it's so powerful, we just give in. And when we give in, this is the end of our practice. We don't get anywhere closer to the next step, or we don't get anywhere closer to the next goal. Just the fear of getting sick. Or if I overdo it, I am getting sick. Or now this is hurting or that is hurting, I need to see the doctor. I told you a few days ago in Tanacha Mahaprabhu, when a monk was coming in the early days to him and wanted to see because of a physical pain or of an illness to go to see the doctor, Tanacha Mahaprabhu said, of course you can go, but you don't need to come back. The strictness and toughness of the practice that was used to be done here is an example. And only this kind of strictness is going to lead us to one place. It's going to lead us to the place of freedom. If we don't give in to this doubt, if we don't give in to the fear of death, and if we don't give in to doubt, or laziness, or this or that, they are just, in Thai it's called paparon, hot images. They're only images. They have nothing to do with reality. The kilesas, once they get tired with the practice, they put up one of these images and immediately we believe it and immediately we think, now we sit sit already for 2 hours, we are already good, we are great. And if he's going to sit longer, we are going to break or ruin our back or break our legs. When we sit in the airplane for 11 hours, nobody cares about, or nobody even thinks about, that he breaks his leg or ruins his body. He just sits there for 11 hours because the airplane just takes 11 hours from one point to the other. And that's where he sits. Because we want to go there, we are not afraid of the dangers. Or we don't even think up these dangers. But the kilesas are very clever. The moment we practice, the moment we walk for half an hour, now it's enough, I'm going to ruin my feet, or I'm going to ruin this, or going to ruin that, or I'm tired, or I'm this, or I'm that. Now we stop the practice. And how do we ever get on?